we honor the vision and foresight of our founding fathers who drafted our unique document, Constitution of India, on
the following sloka. Uttaram yat samudra bharatam nama arati ekra santati. Translated, it means the country that lies north of the ocean and south of the Himalaya is called Bharata. Dwell the defendants of Bharata. It is to recognize this concept of Bharata, or Article 1 of the Constitution starts with the word India, that is Bharat. Recognizing the fact that even before the geographical limits of this country was demarcated by the British, treat this country as a singular entity called Bharat. That is why Sri Adi Shankara was able to establish mosques in 4 different parts of the country. And that is why Gaya and Kanchi were centers of learning for Buddhism. The Constitution, as it evolved, has transformed itself because of the vibrant interpretation given by the High Courts and the Supreme Court. The judiciary during the past 75 years has shaped and developed the contours of our Constitution, starting from the Kesavananda Bharati's case, which laid the basic structure doctrine, Menaka Gandhi's case, in which the scope of Article 21 was expanded, Indira Shahani's case, where the principles of social justice and reservation for backward classes were approved, and the recent Puttaswamy's case, which dealt with privacy. The judiciary has proved that the Constitution is not a static document, but a vibrant property that has always marked the Madras High Court. To you, my Lord, and to the other gentlemen who hold with you the high position of judges of the High Court, and to those gentlemen who occupy themselves in the honorable and learned profession of law, in all your hands, the administration of justice may be safely left, and we may look forward for many years to come with the full knowledge and full satisfaction that the best years of your lives will be devoted to carrying on one of the noblest of works, the uninterrupted administration of justice. Unquote. The key was received by His Lordship the Chief Justice Arthur Collins, who said in solemn gravity, I quote, I fervently hope that long after you and I, Your Excellency, have passed away to that undiscovered country of which we know so little, there may also continue to be found men of ability and courage who will administer the law in these courts without distinction of class, creed, or race. Unquote. Generation of judges and lawyers who have since succeeded have fulfilled in not unworthy measure the fond hope the Chief Justice Sir Arthur Collins expressed in this speech way back in 1862. I am sure that all of you who have been enrolled today will become men of ability and courage and administer justice, both as advocates and as future judges also, and devote the best years of your lives to carry on one of the noblest of works, the uninterrupted administration of justice. Thank you.
Now I extend my invitation to our captain of the ship, Mr. S. Prabhakaran, Vice Chairman Bar Council of India. Your speech will undoubtedly enrich the understanding of the nuances of the profession to the young budding lawyers.
The Honorable Chief Justice, Mr. P.S. Raman, my esteemed friend Mr. P.S. Amalra, Chairman of this Council, Mr. Kartikeyan, Mr. Balu, Executive Chairman Basila Pandian, my friend Mr. Ravi, Senior Advocate, Mohan Krishnan, and Talimutarase, Mr. Vel Murugan, the Honorable Justice, Mr. K. N. Baisha, Honorable Mr. Justice Satish Kumar, Honorable Mr. Justice Dandabani, Mr. Ground Leader, Mr. Edwin Prabhakar, ladies and gentlemen, today is a special day for us at the Bar Council for the two reasons. One, we have gathered here to celebrate the true essence of democracy. That is, the Constitution as a national law day. And two, we all have got the opportunity to welcome our beloved Chief Justice. The 34th Chief Justice of Madras High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Kalpati Rajendran Shriram, to this renowned bar of Madras. 2 months back, I met the Honorable Justice Shriram there in Pune while we are having a program by the Bar Council of India.
எங்கள் வாழ்வும் எங்கள் வளமும் மங்காத தமிழர்கள் எல்லா புகழும் வல்ல இறைவன் ஒருவரும். இந்த இனிய நாளில் பொன்னான நாளில் இங்கே வீட்டிருக்கக்கூடிய என்றென்றும் என் பேரன்புக்கும் பெருமதிக்கு உரிய தமிழகத்தினுடைய நீதித்துறையின் டைனமிக் லீடர் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடு ஜுடிஷியரி ஆனரபிள் ஜஸ்டிஸ் Shriram. Ever dynamic chairman of this wonderful Bar Council of Tamil Nadu, Mr. P.S. Madras. Mr. T. Jagir Hussain, who has moved enrollment today. எனது அன்பு தம்பி, எனது அலுவலகத்திலே பணியாற்றக்கூடிய வாய்ப்பை பெற்றவர், என்னுடைய நெருங்கிய தோழர், மூத்த வழக்கறிஞர் அனந்தநாராயணன் அவருடன் இளம் வழக்கறிஞராக பணிபுரிந்து இன்று போடியின் உச்சிகளை சென்று கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அன்பு தம்பி கே பாலு அவர்களே, பேரக்கூடிய சக நீதியரசர்கள், நீதியரசர் சதீஷ்குமார் அவர்களே, நீதியரசர் நட்டபாடி அவர்களே, இங்கே எனக்கு முன்னால் உரையாற்றி சென்றிருக்கக்கூடிய மதிப்புக்குரிய அட்வொகேட் ஜெனரல் P.S. ராமன் அவர்களே, எவர் சாமின் எவர் டைனமிக் மகா பிரசிடென்ட் என்று பெயரை பெற்ற என் அருமை தம்பி எஸ் பிரபாகரன் அவர்களே, அவர் வளர்ந்த இதை பார்த்து மகிழ்ந்தவன் நான். அந்த காலகட்டத்திலே எங்கள் சேம்பருக்கு தான் வருவார், சிறப்பாக பணிபுரிந்துவிட்டு அவர் மாலை நேரத்தில் எங்கள் அலுவலகத்திலே வந்து விடுவார், உரையாற்றுவார், மகிழ்வார். மறக்க முடியாத நிகழ்ச்சி. அவர் வளர்ந்த விதம் மிகப்பெரிய சாதனை என்று சொல்வேன். Really great. Sheer dint of his sincere, honest and hard work, he is supposed to develop all India level wise. That's all. என் மதிப்புக்குரிய மூத்த வழக்கறிஞர் எஸ் ரவி அவர்களே, எனக்கு முன்னால் உரையாற்றிய என் அன்பு தம்பி டைனமிக் கவர்மெண்ட் லீடர் ஜே.பி. பிரபாகர் அவர்களே, அழகு தமிழில் அற்புதமாக பேசி அமர்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய நான் வளர்ந்த தந்தை தருணையுடைய அருமையான வழக்கறிஞர் வைஸ் சேர்மன் ஜி. கார்த்திகேயன் அவர்கள், பெருமைக்குரிய இந்த புகழ்பெற்ற பார் கவுன்சில் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடுடைய பெண் உறுப்பினர் சகோதரி பிரிசலா பாட்டியல் அவர்களே, இந்த அற்புதமான விழாவை மிக அழகு தமிழிலும் ஆங்கிலத்திலும் சிறப்பாக தொகுத்து வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அருமை சகோதரர் ஜி. சரவணன் அவர்களே, அவருக்கு ஒரு சிறப்பு தகுதி. தமிழகத்திலேயே ஒரு தனியார் தொடங்கப்பட்ட முதல் கல்லூரி சென்ட்ரல் லா காலேஜ் சேலம். The credit goes to his beloved father, R.B. Dhanapala. He cannot forget. He is our professor. He cannot forget. From this college, two of our young and dynamic are very brilliant judges, Honorable Justice Senthil Kumar, Honorable Justice Arul Murugan. They are the products of from this institution. Several district judges, several judicial officers are the products of Central Law College. Really, hats off to him. இங்கே இந்த இளைய நாளில் வழக்கறிஞராக பதிவு செய்து பெருமையுடன் அமர்ந்திருக்கின்ற என் அன்பு சகோதர சகோதரிகளே, இவரையெல்லாம் அன்பு மலர்கள் தூவி வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்பதை நான் மகிழ்ச்சியாக. இந்த விழாவிலே நான் கலந்து கொண்டதற்கு 2 காரணம். ஒன்று, என் அருமை தம்பி வழக்கறிஞர் துடிப்புமிக்க வழக்கறிஞர் டி. ராஜா அவர்களுடைய மனைவி. She is actually basically an engineer. She has become an advocate today. இன்னொருவர், அவர் இருவரை வாழ்த்ததான் வந்தேன். இன்னொருவர் என்னிடம் இன்டர்னாக பணிபுரிந்து இன்று மிக புகழ்ந்த வழக்கறிஞராக இளம் வயதிலே ஆகியிருக்கக்கூடிய திரு அஸ்வின் குமார் அவரிடம் படிக்கின்ற காலத்திலேயே பயிற்சியாளராக சேர்ந்த ஸ்வயம் ஃபாசில் என்ற ஒரு இளைஞர் கடந்த ஒரு மாத காலமாக அவர் எனக்கும் பல வழக்குகளில் உதவி செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தில் ஆஜராகக்கூடிய வழக்குகளில் வெரி பிரில்லியன்ட் டைனமிக் பர்சனாலிட்டி. படிக்கும் போதே அங்கே பணியில் சேர்ந்தார். சமீபத்தில் ஒரு வழக்குக்காக அவரிடம் லீடிங் லேண்ட்மார்க் டெசிஷன் ஆஃப் ஆன்டிசிபேட்டிவ் பெயில் எடுத்து தம்பி அப்படின்னு தான் சொன்னேன். குர்பத் சிங் செல்வியா 1980 சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் அதோடு சேர்த்து ஒரு 3 டெசிஷன் வித்தின் பீரியட் ஆஃப் 10 minutes. அவரையும் வாழ்த்து தான் நான் இங்கே வந்தேன். வாழ்த்த வந்த என்னை ஓரிரு வார்த்தைகள் 2 நிமிடம் பேசுங்கள் என்று தலைவர் அமல்ராஜ் அவர்களும் என்னுடைய அன்பு இளவல் கே பால் அவர்களும் எனக்கு இந்த பெரிய வாய்ப்பு அளித்து உங்களில் 1200 வழக்கறிஞர் இளைய சகோதரர்கள் வரக்கின்ற வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்ற புது பாக்கியத்தை பெற்ற மிக்க நான் மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சிக்கிறேன். இந்த விழாவினுடைய சிறப்பை பற்றி எல்லாம் கூறிவிட்டார்கள். எனக்கு எதை சொல்வது எதை விடுவது என்று தெரியவில்லை. சிறப்பு சட்டரா இன்னொன்று சிறப்பு. நீங்களெல்லாம் பெருமைப்படக்கூடிய நம் பாசத்திற்கும் நேசத்திற்குரிய தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்கள் முன்னால் நீங்கள் சட்ட வழக்கறிஞராக ஆகின்ற ஒரு பெரும் பாக்கியத்தை பெற்றிருக்கிறீர்கள். மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சி அளிக்கிறது. தம்பி பாலு அவர்களும் சேர்மன் அமல்ராஜ் அவர்களும் கார்த்திகேயன் அவர்களும் எல்லாம் அவரை பற்றி போற்றி புகழ்ந்து கோடாரம் கூட்டி மகிழ்ந்தார்கள். நான் ஒரு 2 நிமிடத்தில் ஓரிரு வார்த்தைகள் கூறி விடைபெற வேண்டுகின்றேன். அவரை குறித்து தேரழகும் தெருவழகும் சேர்ந்தால் ஊரழகு பெறும் கல்பாத்தி ஆரோடும் அழகியவோம். பாரத புலா நதிக்கு நீர் சேர்க்கும் வகையில் பாரதத்தின் எல்லா திசைகளிலும் கல்பாத்தி நீர் கொண்ட மக்கள் உண்டு. தமிழ் மண் தந்த மக்களை இறை சேவைக்கென தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டார். கல்பாத்தி கடவுளின் சொந்த நிலமான கேரளாவின் ஐகானிக் அடையாளம். மலையாளத்தை குழைத்து தமிழ் சேர்க்கும் அழகு பாலாடை பிரதமன் போல் காதுபடும் தடவும் கந்தர்வத்தேன். தலைமை நீதியரசர் ஸ்ரீராம் அவர்கள் மும்பையில் வாசம் எனினும் கல்பாத்தி தான் சுவாசம். தாய்மொழியில் தமிழென உறக்கம் பேசும் புலால் போல் நேர்மை. சென்னை உயர்நீதிமன்ற பெற்ற நேர்மை கோட்டி நீச்சி. நம்மோடு இணையும் தலைமை நீதியரசர் கால்படும் நேரம் நீதியின் பாதையில் புதிய சுவடுகள் பதியும் என்பது நிச்சயம். வாரும் தமிழ் மகளின் மடியில் நீதி பெறரசு அமர்வு என்பது தமிழின் தரத்தை தலைமை நீதியரசர் பெறுகிறார் என்பது உண்மை. Our honorable justice always simple, humble and unassuming, always dynamic. He has come from the Chartered High Court of Bombay to this great Chartered High Court of Madras. Really we are proud of him. உடுத்த நேரம் 2 மணி புலிகள். நான் எடுத்த நேரம் அதிகமாக வரக்கூடாது என்ற கவனத்தில் உங்களை வாழ்த்தி போற்றி புகழ்ந்து புகழாரம் சூட்டி விடைபெறுகிறேன். இதெல்லாம் நாளைய தினம் வடக்கு மன்றத்திலே வாதாடப் போகின்றவர்கள். மக்களுடைய உரிமைக்காக அரசியல் அமைப்பு சட்டத்தில் கொடுக்கப்பட்ட அடிப்படை உரிமைக்காக போராடப் போகிறவர்கள், வாதாடப் போகிறவர்கள். நிரபராதிகளை காக்கின்ற பணியிலே ஈடுபடப் போகிறவர்கள், குற்றவாளிகளை தண்டிக்கின்ற பணியிலே உங்களை அர்ப்பணிக்கப் போகிறவர்கள். எத்தனை வழக்குகள் கணவன் மனைவிகளை இடையே சமரசம் ஏற்படுகின்ற சமரச தூதுவர்களாக ஆகப் போகிறவர்கள். பல வகை உங்களுக்கு வாய்ப்புகள் காத்து கிடக்கின்றன. It's vast. You have number of branches: environmental law, banking law, cyber crime. What I cannot take much time to explain what are all the opportunities available to you. Narayadharame freshers are eligible to contest for judgeship. இந்த பெருமை தமிழ்நாடு பார் கவுன்சில் பொறுத்தவரை ஒரு 2 வார்த்தை கூறி விடைபெற எண்ணுகின்றேன். சமீபத்தில் 2024 தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட சிவில் நீதிபதிகள் 250 பேர் திட்டத்தில் சேர்க்கப்பட்டார்கள். அதில் 70% பேர்கள் இவர்கள் அளித்த பயிற்சி. உங்களை அவர்கள் நேசக்கரத்தோடு உங்களுக்கு பயிற்சி தருகின்ற பாடங்களை கற்பிக்கின்ற கோச்சிங் சென்டரை நடத்துகிறார்கள். அதில் நானும் அருமை சகோதரர் நீதியரசர் இப்ராஹிம் கலிஃபுல்லா அவர்களும் நீதியரசர் கண்ணன் அவர்களும் கலந்து கொண்ட வாய்ப்பை பெற்றோம். போத் கோச்சிங் கிளாஸஸ், லெக்சர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆஸ் வெல் அஸ் மாக் இன்டர்வியூ என்று நடத்தினார்கள். சொல்லப்போனால் அத்தனை பேரும் செலக்ட் ஆகும். ஏனென்று சொன்னால் செலக்ட் ஆனதுக்கு பிறகு நான் அருமை சகோதரர் நீதியரசர் கேட்டுக்கொண்டது, ஒரு நீதியரசர் கேட்டுக்கொண்டது பேரில் நான் ஜுடிஷியல் அகாடமியில் அவர் எல்லோரிடமும் உரையாற்றுகின்ற வாய்ப்பினை பெற்றேன். பார்க்கும்போது எல்லோரும் அந்த கோச்சிங் கிளாஸுக்கு வந்தவர்கள். 6 பேர் மாவட்ட நீதிபதிகளாக டைரக்ட் ரெக்ரூட்மெண்ட். எனக்கு நான் பார்த்த 3 பேர் இவர்களது பயிற்சி மனிதநேய அகாடமி இவர்கள் பார்க்க நடந்த பேச்சில் வெற்றி வாகை கூடி மாவட்ட நீதிபதிகளாக ஆகியிருக்கிறார்கள். அந்த வாய்ப்பு உங்களுக்கும் கிடைக்கும் என்று போற்றி பாராட்டி இறைவனை வேண்டி உங்களிடம் விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி.
Thank you, Lordships. Now I request Mr. V. Karthikeyan, Vice Chairman of the Bar Council, and Mr. G. Mohanakrishnan, Co-Chairman, to honor our Honorable Mr. Justice K. Basha, former Judge of the Honorable High Court. Please, Lordships. Thank you, Lordships. Now I request Mr. K. Balu, Chairman, Enrollment Committee, and Mrs. J. Priscilla Pandian, Member of the Enrollment Committee, to honor Mr. S. Ravi, Senior Advocate. Mr. G. Talemutarasu, Member, Bar Council, to honor Mr. Edwin Prabhakar, Government Leader. Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. P. Samaraj, Chairman Bar Council, to honor Mr. Jadar Hussain, Advocate.
Dear brothers, Justice Bar and Justice Ajamani, was one of the first persons I met from the Madras judiciary. So by then he had limited office, and he had come as a resource person at the National Judicial Academy in September 2013. And from that time onwards, we formed a mutual admiration society. Shri Amarraj, Chairman, Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, Shri Prabhakaran, Senior Advocate and Vice Chairman of the Bar Council of India, Shri Karthikeyan, Shri Ravi, Shri Edwin Prabhakar, Mrs. Priscilla Pandian, Mr. D. Saravanan, office bearers of the Bar Council of Tamil Nadu, members of the legal fraternity, future leaders of the bar. Should we get a clap for that? Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. For a moment I thought, whose felicitation was going on here? Was it my felicitation or to felicitate all the budding young lawyers who are just waiting to go with top gear into the legal profession? It gives me immense pleasure to be here on this solemn occasion of Law Day and the enrollment function of 1,200 plus young lawyers. This state, this Tamilagam, has proved one thing ever since I've come here. We have the largest number of lady judges, and the other day when I went for a function to felicitate the newly appointed judicial officers, out of 230, 125 were women and 95 were men. And today I find I heard somebody say over 500 are here. Kudos to all of you and to this great state to encourage ladies, the girls, to get into this legal profession. This event is not a mere formality but a poignant reminder of the responsibilities that come with the privilege of practicing law. The speakers before me have spoken a lot about what is constitution, etc., etc. But what I'm going to tell you is the topic given is ethics and etiquette in the legal profession, and I'm going to speak to you from my heart. First of all, there has to be an element of trust. First of all, you have to trust yourself, and the clients have to trust you, and more importantly, the judges have to trust you. I would pitch the level so high that the trust that a judge should develop in you as a lawyer is if you say sun rises in the west, the judge will not dismiss it. He may think it's possible. That's the element of trust you should have. The judges should develop in you. There is a saying, character is what you think about yourself, reputation is what others think about you. Many may say, I don't care for reputation. I know my character, I know myself. But when you go as a professional and you're basically the spokesperson for the client who has some litigation, some issue, you have to develop a reputation that this person is not someone who will pull a fast one. In fact, you have to make the court comfortable, not to be on the guard all the time to expect some googly from the lawyers. A lot of things during your practice you will come to know about your clients. A client will come and tell you a lot of things in confidence. Confidentiality building is very, very important. There are a lot of privileged information that you would get from your client. Please do not even discuss about it with your shadow. Because that confidence you have to keep maintained, the absolute secret on what you hear from your client. Professional courtesy. Please, it's absolutely very, very necessary. As much as you would want others to be courteous to you, you ought to be courteous to others. You treat others the way you want others to treat you. Because you should remember one thing, it's not a personal war that you are fighting. You are only a representative. And so long as you do your work dispassionately, you will be able to even tell your client that what they think and what they want is not correct. When somebody asks you for an opinion, you should give the opinion what you think is correct and not what your client would want. This is the Advocate General mentioned about reading. Reading is very, very important, and I would say not just the judgments and precedents and the law book. Over a period it gets boring.
Felicitation.
You must read everything. You should have your ears to the ground. You should know what is happening. And anything that you read is information that you are gathering. You never know when and in what situation you may have to turn it out of your brain to use it in the matter that you are doing. So please keep reading, reading and reading. Read various topics you can read. Like the normal newspaper that you would read books on or magazines relating to economics, finance, etc. so that you are aware as to what is happening. It's not, when you approach a matter, it's not what does the law say. The way you approach should be an all-encompassing, knowing the factual situation, how in-ground reality issues work. Mistakes. There was a matter where, when the 1996 Act, Arbitration Act came into force, I was put on the job. for an American multinational. Within few months, I made a mistake. I applied under Section 11 in Bombay, whereas it should have been an international arbitration and application should have been made in the Supreme Court. The first day the matter came up, because those days the Chief Justice would hear the Section 11 application. The moment the matter was called out, my opponent said, the applicant is an American company and it is international arbitration. This court has no jurisdiction. I told the Chief Justice, I'm sorry, I think I have made a mistake. Could you keep it next week? Let me take instructions. I came back to the chamber, told my senior, and my senior said, first thing you should do is pick up the telephone, talk to your client, and tell them that you made a mistake. And I should tell you, when I spoke to the client and said I made a mistake, the client was, I couldn't believe. He said, thank you very much for telling me that you made a mistake. We will engage lawyers in Delhi to get this arbitrators appointed. But I can only assure you one thing, you will do the arbitration for us, because that's the element of faith we have in you. And that was one of the finest clients I had, because the element of trust a client should have in you. You may win, you may lose. So long as the client has confidence you are doing the right thing and you are working for the interest of the client, you have got a permanent client who will be taking care of your fees. At court, when you are in the court, when you are arguing a matter, naturally every time, even you in your own conscience, in your mind, know that you don't have a very good case. Or perhaps you feel that you have a good case, but it is not necessary that the judge always agrees with you. The judge may have his own perception about a matter or her own perception of a matter. Please maintain the tone and the courtesy that you would show to the judge. No client is worth upsetting the judge. It's not a personal fight that you are having. You are only presenting a case and to see that your client gets justice. If the court is not correct, you have the appeal remedies available. So please maintain your manners in court. Show mutual respect to everybody. Don't expect to win all cases. And most importantly, honesty. Some of the speakers mentioned about be truthful. You're all young. Money is very hard to come, particularly in your initial stages of practice. We have all gone through it. It's been tough. And when you have parents who want you to grow on your own, and the day you get your LLB degree, say you're now cut off, fend for yourself, it becomes very tough. This is the path in your career, the aisle that you see here. It's a very, very slippery aisle. Do not, I repeat, do not succumb to temptation. You might have situation when you are hard pressed. You might be getting temptations, but please do not succumb to any temptation, because first of all you will lose in your own eyes, you will fall in grace in your own eyes. And secondly, the path is so slippery that you will never be able to rise again. It's only one way out, morally and in every respect. It's a slippery slope. So please do not succumb to any temptation. We read the pledge about various things, but what was most noticeable is do not encourage corruption. Please do not encourage corruption. You will hear, you will talk, people will say a lot of things, but please never ever encourage corruption, because public have faith in the judiciary. Do not be a party to kill that faith that people have in judiciary. I'm not saying for a moment there is corruption happening, but there is a possibility that you might be tempted in your early career stages. Please do not succumb, do not encourage. Etiquette is not merely about the outward display of manners, but about respect for the law, for the court, and for all those involved in the judicial process. In the courtroom, etiquette facilitates the smooth functioning of justice. It helps maintain decorum, discipline, and a sense of solemnity that reflects the importance of the proceedings. Respecting the court, addressing judges appropriately, and adhering to the established practices are vital aspects of maintaining the dignity of the legal system. We, as legal professionals, set the example for others in how to conduct ourselves with dignity and courtesy. We must remember that our words, actions, and attitudes set the tone for proceedings and have an impact on the perception of justice in society. Be fair to your opponents. Many would have read about Mahabharata. Even in Mahabharata, at sunset the war will stop and it will begin again the next morning. That was the element of fairness that they followed. Unfortunately, we don't see that level of fairness nowadays, but please, the baton is in your hand. You be an example of being a fair opponent. Another thing, you're also privileged to have parents who could afford to send you to law school, live in a hostel, have your various wishes fulfilled. There are many in this world who cannot even afford a basic education. Take an oath today like you did took an oath earlier, that in your lifetime you will educate at least one child with whatever money you have. Please keep aside a part of your income to educate people, because there are many who don't get even basic education. You have been lucky, and getting involved in charitable activities makes you a complete human being, brings out the compassion in you, and that is what makes you a human being. Keep in mind, money is not everything in life. Money comes, money goes. Don't spend your life chasing money. Take care of your family, spend time with your family, and particularly when your parents, now you're all going to be big lawyers, the leaders of the bar, and at the same time, your parents are growing old. They need you. Spend time in the evening when you go home. 10 minutes sit with your parents, chat as to what happened during the day. Just watch the kind of happiness they will have that their child has come and told them what happened during the day. Oh, I did this, I did that, I had this. You may have had problems, so at least you will have your parents to console you. That's okay, you will have another tomorrow will be a good day for you. Justice Basha, somebody mentioned about the various, Justice Prabhakaran mentioned about the various fields of practice that you could have. Those were the days when either you were a civil lawyer or a criminal lawyer. And then came the time when we became maritime lawyers. And then now you have specialization in every field. I work only on corporates. I do only NCLT, I do only environmental matters, I go only to NGT, etc. That is the kind of option you are going to have. Just imagine the variety of work you can select of what you like to do, and make the best use of that, because you can do what you feel passionate about and then grow in your career in that chosen field. Let us strive to be not only skilled lawyers, but also exemplars of ethical conduct and courteous behavior. Your journey begins with the foundational values you choose to uphold, and I am confident that each of you has within you the potential to make lasting contributions to your esteemed profession. As we commemorate the Law Day, let us renew our commitment to upholding the highest standards of ethics and etiquette in our profession. Let us remember that our role is not simply to practice law, but to embody the principles of fairness, justice, and equality that form the bedrock of our society. Let us be mindful of the trust placed in us and honor our duty to serve justice, uphold the Constitution, and preserve the integrity of our legal system. In doing so, we will not only contribute to the growth and strength of our legal institutions, but also to the advancement of a just, ethical, and equitable society. Thank you. Jai Hind.
It is a great joy and honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion as we celebrate this National Day and the enrollment function in the presence of our Chief Justice of Madras, a practical man and a dynamic person. We are really glad in your presence, Lordship, as it is always a tough job to deliver the vote of thanks, because by the end of the function, every speaker would have given you all the inputs and ideas and ideologies, and our patience level also would have gone up to its highest level. But I take the opportunity, and with justice I take the responsibility to do my job. Before I go on to the vote of thanks, I would just like to share a few words to the new enrolled on this National Law Day. This day has several highlights, and the presence of our Honorable Chief Justice, on this National Law Day function, and enrollment of our young lawyers into the bar. As lawyers and legal scholars, we have a duty to protect the sacred documents and uphold the importance of the rule of law, which is the cornerstone of any functionary democracy. As we reflect on today's discussion, I am reminded of our powerful quotes of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. However good a constitution may be, it is sure to turn out bad, because those who are called the work, it happens to be bad lot. However bad a constitution may be, it may turn out to be good if those who are called to work, it happens to be a good lot. This quote underlines our responsibilities as citizens, policymakers, and professionals to uphold the Constitution of both letter and spirit. It is not just a legal document, but a moral compass that guides us toward creating a society based on fairness and equality and conclusion. To my young lawyers, it is you to choose wisely, fix a goal, and try to follow whatever objections comes in between, and try not to deviate from your goal. And be patient while you make your choice, and once you have made it, don't waste time, and thereafter you can reach great heights. Especially I want to tell the women folk who have got enrolled today. As a woman, we are created by God to do a multitask. So you are supposed to take up the profession with great heights, and I wish you all a great success in your career. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude to this Lordship for gracing this occasion with his presence and making this event a remarkable one. Our Honorable Chief Justice of Madras High Court is a people justice, a man who knows is known for his simplicity and humbleness. His Lordship's public-oriented approach has shown the importance of judicial activism for the welfare of public. In his busy schedule, His Lordship has accepted to be the part of the ceremony to address the young minds before us today on professional ethics and equities. Your Lordship's inspiration words and valuable insights have truly enlightened us. Your Lordship's words of wisdom and guidance have always been a source to strengthen our legal community, and I can say with a lot of conviction that my young friends present here will follow your Lordship's words of wisdom. Thank you, Lordship, for your wonderful presence. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our felicitator, P.S. Raman, Advocate General of Tamil Nadu, for his words of wisdom, which has truly done the job and justice to this function. And I sincerely thank our former Judge K.N. Basha for being with us and giving a wonderful speech for the young budding lawyers. I thank our Honorable Justice of our Madras High Court, Mr. Satish Kumar J. and Tandabani J. for being with us and blessing this enrolled advocates. I also like to express our thanks to our chairman, dynamic chairman Amalraj, for making this special day a remarkable moment for the newly enrolled lawyers. I thank our vice chairman, Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and puducherry for his wonderful speech in Tamil for touching the minds of each budding lawyers. I thank our senior lawyer, Mr. Ravi, for giving a wonderful speech. I thank Mr. Edwin Prabhakaran, Government Leader, Madras High Court, for his valuable speech and suggestions. And I thank our members, co-members, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Balu, Mr. Saravanan, who have been with me all through this enrollment to make it a grand success. I thank the co-chairman, Mr. Mohana Krishnan, for being with us to give his presence to the newly enrolled advocates. I thank Tale Muttarasu and Mr. Vel Murugan for being with us in this and gracing this occasion. I also thank Mr. Jafar Hussain, who had given who has moved the oath of administered oath. I thank the other, and most of all, I would also thank and give a special thanks to our Vice Chairman, Bar Council of India and Senior Advocate, Mr. S. Prabhakaran, for his insights and words of wisdom to our young minds present here. I am sure it would have inspired each one of us. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the members present here for their contribution in pulling up this event. It is not simple to pull up this event and especially organize it along with the enrollment function, and an appreciation is due for the staffs of the Bar Council. I take this opportunity to thank our secretary and the staffs for pulling up this mega event to a great success. I also once again like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Your presence and participations have made this celebration and this remembrance of this National Day truly special. As we leave today, let us carry forward the message of the Constitution, its enduring relevance, and its promise of a just, equitable, and inclusive India. Let us strive to honor the vision of our founding fathers by our just celebrating democracy, but by living in it, our actions every day. Thank you once again for making this event a very successful one. Jai Hind.